Hey, I'm Oliver, and when I was younger I was obsessed with Pokemon, and I must admit, even now I'm still equally obsessed. And as you can see by the title of the video, we'll be designing Gijinkas, for a couple of different Pokemon, specifically 6. When I was thinking about doing this video, I was wondering on how I would choose the Pokemon, because I could easily pick my favorites, but, you know, that's not as fun. So, I went to my local dollar store and I got a pack of random cards. Okay, I'm not using my mic, but we're gonna open Pokemon cards because these are the ones that we're gonna be creating. I got another pack yesterday, but I found that these ones are specifically only holos and rares, so I think that'll make it more interesting. Okay. DREDNAW. SLOWBRO. Oh, that's sick. COSMOEM? I've never seen that one. I feel like there's a bunch of them that I haven't seen before. CRESSELIA. PERSIAN. And CLEFABLE. Okay. I know that this wasn't as big of a introduction like I did last time. I don't know if I'll include that one because I'm not doing that, but I'm excited. These are quite nice. I'm really excited for this one. I've never seen this one before, genuinely. Okay. Back to drawing me. Okay, so we have DREDNAW, SLOWBRO, COSMOEM, CLEFABLE, CRESSELIA, and PERSIAN. Certainly a random crew, but I can work with it. I just want to warn you that I've never made any kind of Gijinkas, so I apologize if they're terrible. Since DREDNAW was the first one I did, I got a bit confused on initially what to do. I knew I wanted a mohawk, and I wanted him to be pretty square-shaped, which are things I ended up doing. I looked at all of the Pokedex entries for further reference, and DREDNAW had something about chomping rocks and people, so I gave him pointy teeth, and I noticed that on the actual drawing, it looks like buck teeth, but I swear they're pointy teeth. I also gave him a jaw accessory thing. I don't know what you would call it, but it looks good, so I went with it. I think the hardest part about this drawing was the color palette and figuring out like what went where. You can see eventually I just ended up doing grayscale because I didn't know where to put the colors. And then I just used Procreate's gradient map and then just put DREDNAW's color palette onto it, and it worked! Gradient map tool. Perfect, great. I still don't think the colors are, like, perfect, I guess. They're kind of odd for DREDNAW, but it works. And the shell portion of the design is also kind of missing, but I'm happy with him either way. I didn't really suck at drawing animals. I really need to get better at that, but I'm kind of proud of the Pokemon doodles I did for the corner, so yeah. But yeah, in the end, I really liked the design, and it was definitely a good way to start for the designs. SLOWBRO was definitely interesting to design, especially since it was the Galarian version. Is that how you say that? I knew I wanted two things to make it, like, making the design. So I wanted a prosthetic arm instead of the shoulder on SLOWBRO, and 2, I wanted space buns instead of ears, which I got to make both happen, and hopefully they look good too. Initially when I drew like the card out of the package, I thought there wasn't a huge personality difference between SLOWBRO and Galarian SLOWBRO, but it turns out the Galar version is more aggressive than the lazy kind of like thought process that I had, I guess, if that makes sense. So I definitely didn't do lazy, I don't think, but I didn't do aggressive with the character design, I don't think. I definitely went more techie, like with the boots and like the half shrug thing that she has as an overshirt. And I wanted to do that overshirt so I could show off the pink and purple in the arms, but still show the prosthetic. And throughout this entire thing, I mainly worried about how the Pokemon I was trying to draw didn't translate well into their human version, if that makes sense. So I hope they somewhat look like the Pokemon they're based on. I love how my drawings, like, of the actual Slowbro look super goofy, and then the humanized version is kind of sassy. Like, the drawing of Slowbro kind of looks like he eats glue, truly. Which again, follows the, is it translating? Like, does it look like that? Who knows? I think I did alright with Slowbro. She's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but what am I gonna do? I had a really good idea for COSMOEM. Again, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but you know when you have an idea in your head for something really good, but it doesn't come out the way that you want? I know all my fellow artists will feel that, and that's what happened with her. But I'm still really happy with her. I made a little kid with a very long braid, way longer than it was supposed to be, but either way. I may or may not have gotten a lot of the hair ideas from the little girl that was on the card itself. I haven't actually drawn many children ever in all my years of art, and I wanted to make this project as a whole to kind of experiment with a bunch of different bodies, and I hope it came across that way. I'm looking to expand my abilities, and I think this was a great exercise for it, so I recommend that others do it as well if you like Pokemon and you want to do that kind of thing. Anyways, I wanted the sweater to be super bulky and baggy so that she could stretch it out to see the glowing galaxy pattern that I put on the inside of it. You can probably see in the footage that I was originally going to put a hood on her, but just like trying to figure out how the baggy hood was supposed to look was frustrating me, so I scrapped it. I was also going to do something that I ended up scrapping as well, which is like a big eye mask, and not like the sleeping kind, but like a full-blown, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like a face mask, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was supposed to look like an eyeball, but I thought it looked kind of awkward and weird, so I didn't end up like putting it on her, and I prefer it because I don't think it would have worked. I hope you like her because I definitely do. She turned out way better than I was expecting, so yippee! I actually love how CLEFABLE turned out. She might be my favorite. When reading the Pokedex entry, I was kind of surprised to see that CLEFABLEs are typically pretty shy and they live in mountains. So learning about those two facts, I was definitely going to make her shy, which I struggled on the mountain part. I was planning to put her in a dress, which I didn't end up doing, but I also thought about putting her in overalls because I thought that was more like mountainy. But I gave her fairy wings, and I know that I'm supposed to be doing humans, but just pretend like they're crappy fairy wings that you would get at the store. Since I added the fairy wings, I didn't know how well the overalls would like fit the entire design, and I was hoping for the long dress to act with like the shy or modest kind of trait that CLEFABLE has, so I tossed out the overalls idea, unfortunately, and I did give her hiking shoes. I think they're hiking shoes at least. If not, Pinterest lied to me. The original color palette doesn't give much to work with, so I used mainly like a monochrome palette of pink with touches of yellow and black. For whatever reason, I find the skirt of like dresses to be pretty difficult to do. I'm unsure fully why, but I think it might be because there's such a broad area with no defined shadows, and so there wasn't any like pleating or ruffles or anything like that. It's just flat, so you can see me like work a while on like trying to shade it properly. But yeah, I really love her, and I hope you do, too, or else. I'm really proud of CRESSELIA as well. Since she's a legendary Pokemon, I attempted to make her look kind of ethereal. I tried to reference her body shape on the sculptures of the Greek goddess like Aphrodite and a couple other Greek sculptures, because like, they look so good. And I also tried to give her Greek facial features, which I don't know how well it like came out. I'm still kind of working on like doing side profiles, frankly. And I had a couple ideas for her outfit. I had one with like a feather boa to play on like the arms of CRESSELIA, and the fact that she had like a swan-like appearance that even says that on the wiki, so like, you know. But I didn't think it fit with like the legendary title. I also had this one that was kind of like street fashion-y, but it didn't work with like the legendary. So I went with a very like pleated skirt, and like her sleeves were kind of pleated as well, with like puffy sleeves. And I don't know what you would call them. I wrote streamers. I don't know if the fabric streamers that she has on her like design are called streamers, but either way, I don't know. I gave those to imitate the arms. I also really liked like the veil that she has. That's the word? I think that's the word. And I hope you guys like it too. I wanted to give her some mystery, and I think it came across. I also have to excuse, or I have the excuse, sorry, to use it since CRESSELIA has this like forehead gem thing, and I didn't just want to smack a crown on her because I thought that kind of would have been cheesy. And I don't have much to say about her, honestly. I'm really proud of it. Ow. I'm really proud of it. I just don't think it shows the space theme that she was supposed to have, but like we'll roll with it. Finally, we have Persian. I'm quite proud of his design. I think it's like pretty basic clothing wise. I just tried to go with like light academia kind of aesthetic since Persian seems pretty fancy. And since I pulled Persian, I wanted to make him Indian, so I could have him wear a bindi. I hope this is culturally correct, and if I don't have it culturally correct, please correct me. I didn't do as much research as I could have, but from my knowledge, and again correct me if I'm wrong, it is mainly worn by Hindu women and other religions, I believe, and it is meant to symbolize the third eye, adornment, or marriage. I wanted to check if men could wear the bindis since I was planning to make Persian a guy since I mainly did ladies, and I saw that men can also wear it. Similarly to CLEFABLE, there wasn't much of a color palette to work with, and I think that's kind of happens with the early generations of Pokemon. They were very simplified, so I improvised a bit, but I hope you still like him. I also had difficulties with his pose. I thought it looked a bit stiff, but I fixed it, I hope, during the inking and rendering stages. And he's done! I hope you enjoy him. That's the end of the video, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. It took me a bit longer than the last one since they're double the characters, but I had a lot of fun. If anyone has any critique, I would love to hear it. I'm nowhere close to being a professional character designer, maybe one day, but not now. I want to hear any of the ideas y'all might have if you had done this yourself. If you want to see more Pokemon Gijinkas content, or any art content like this, let me know by subscribing and liking. It's greatly appreciated. If you have any ideas for future videos, I'm always looking to expand my list as well. Anywho, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye!